no acceptable medical use. All right? So that's what they say, even though they know that's not true. That's not backed up by science. All right, and we know that's going to change ultimately, but why hasn't it yet? Okay? It's money. It's a business. Criminalizing drugs. We're spending every second that I've been speaking, we're spending $500 every second on the war on drugs. And who are the casualties? Who are the casualties? It's not El Chapo, okay? He's working with the DEA. Not literally. DEA, if you're out here, don't quote me on that. All right? But you know what I mean. Okay? Actually, I came here to talk to you about protecting yourselves. But I just wanted to throw some of these statistics out there. Because preparing for this speech, I reviewed them again. And it was shocking to myself. Because I don't really look at this stuff because I deal with it on a daily basis in the trenches in court. And so looking at this, I was just disgusted. I felt like throwing up. I read a quote from the Corrections Corporation of America. There's a report in 2010. It's a report to the United States Trade Commission, Securities and Exchange Commission, sorry. And there was a quote, I'm going to read it to you. Risks related to our business and industry. The demand for our facilities and services could be adversely affected by the relaxation of enforcement efforts, leniency in conviction or parole standards, and sentencing practices, or through decriminalization of certain activities that are currently prescribed by our criminal laws. Legalizing marijuana is bad for business. It's bad for the Corrections Corporation of America. It's crazy. It's crazy. Half of people in federal prison today are there for drug offenses, not violent offenses. They're there for drug offenses. All right, and about at least 30%, if not more, of those are marijuana offenses. What the fuck is going on here? I don't get it. So anyway, let me talk to you about your rights. All right? And you all know, because most of you seem to have had run-ins with the system, as most Americans have at this point. All right. First thing everybody needs to know is you don't win an argument with the police on the street. Okay? You don't win that argument. You win it in court. Okay? And if you've been abused by police, if you've been illegally searched, all right, if you've been mistreated, file complaints. File complaints. Inundate them with complaints. I talk to people all the time. At least a couple kids a week tell me things that have happened to them by the police here in Madison. I tell them, go file a complaint. Don't be scared. File a complaint. All right? Now everybody knows, what do you do when you're under arrest? Do you talk? Do you sing like a bird? No, you don't. And it's not because you're trying to hide something. It's because what you say isn't going to be recorded the way you said it. And you know it. You know it. Because they're infected by confirmation bias. You're a suspect to them. You can't win. Anything you say is going to be recorded in a way that makes you sound like you did something. So it's not you're trying to hide something, right? You want to be cooperative. You want to be cooperative. You don't want to struggle. You don't want to resist an arrest. You don't want to fight. You don't want to start arguing with cops because you just don't win on the street. Okay? Don't consent to searches. Don't consent to searches of your car. And it's difficult when you're confronted by somebody with a badge and a gun. That's really difficult. But just remember, just stick to your guns. Be very respectful, okay? I've actually got my business cards that have an invocation of rights on the back. I'll leave them up here if you want to take them. It's a little cheat sheet. So if you're confronted by police, you just read that to them. If you forget what to say, okay? And you tell them, I am not giving up my constitutional rights. With all due respect, officer, I have a right to remain silent. And I'm going to invoke that right. I have a right not to be illegally searched. And I'm going to invoke that right. I am not consenting to anything. Okay? But you be respectful. We're in an age now of not heightened police violence, but a higher level of recording of police violence. It's the same as it's always been. It's just there's recordings now because we're in this great era of information technology and everybody's got cell phones. So just remember, nothing's changed. It's the same, but you want to record things as soon as they happen. You want to have witnesses around you to the extent that you can. You want to be compliant. You want to be respectful. And you should always have an attorney that you can call if you do get arrested. Do get arrested. And remember, we can't help you if you're doing dumb shit, okay? So if you're willing to assume certain risks, you assume them, but remember, those are risks that you assume. So we know we still live in a back-ass, backwards state that is criminalized, probably one of the worst in the country, sad to say, that it's criminalized marijuana. It refused to decriminalize it and legalize it, which is the growing trend with the rest of the country. But until that happens, remember, you just don't do dumb shit. So I'm going to leave my cards up here. They've got the invocation of rights on the back, okay? And anybody can call me. I don't charge for consultations, so don't worry about that. I'm just here to help the cause. And everybody stay strong. We're going to get through this all together. And everybody, this war on drugs, the war on marijuana, okay, you have to, if you're standing here in support of legalization, you also have to support prison reform. They go hand in hand, okay? You have to support prison reform.
All right, Madison, I'm going to hand the mic over to the driving force behind the Great Midwest Marijuana Harvest Festival. This man is amazing, and you know what? It's his birthday. Birthday, Dennis. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to sing Happy Birthday to Dennis. Are you guys ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dennis. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you all for your support. This year has been beautiful. The bands, the people, you guys, let's just take this beautiful love we've had. And it's been my birthday. I'm up here crying for you. So, we all work together. This is a community. And we got to work together and make this 45 years we've been doing this, and we aren't going to stop. And the more people you come and show the love, man. We know we're right. They're wrong. We're right. There's sick people up here dying. I am tired of my friends that have been up here working for years that are no longer here because they've died and haven't been able to use cannabis. I am sick of this shit. I don't want to die before the shit is legal. So let's get it done. We all got to work together. Madison, we're in a haven here, folks. It's a beautiful place. But let's get our parents, our grandparents, everybody outside of Madison to start helping us change the laws. In my opinion, I don't care what party you are. If you're against cannabis, you're against me, and you're taking my life in your hands, and you don't have a right to do that. And we all have to feel that way. But right now, a very dear friend of mine came in for the 45th, and I love this man with all my heart. When I started activism, he was one of the first people I got to know, so I'll probably be crying. But all the way from Brooklyn, Viva Oakland, or now Oakland, Viva Brooklyn, and all over the world, international reggae star, Rocker T!